Webster's dictionary defines the word tradition as the handing down of beliefs and customs by word of mouth or by example from generation to generation. And given our nation's rich, lifelong roots of Irish, Italian, German, Polish, and other nationalities among its people, one big family is proud to keep those roots growing. When the parents of Mary Turon and Anthony Ostrowski, both from Poland, decided to put their children on a boat to America during the early 20th century, with hopes for a better future, little did they realize what would ultimately develop. Arriving at Ellis Island separately and not knowing one another, the young duo eventually met, married, and moved into the immigrant-crowded neighborhood of New Brighton on Fillmore Street and York Avenue in Staten Island. But always in close proximity to St. Stanislaus Kostka Church, which would become the backbone of the family. They then began their roles as parents of 9 children. Because of Anthony's hard work ethic in making building materials while employed at the former U.S. Gypsum Company plant on nearby Richmond Terrace, the couple was able to secure their signature dwelling on a quiet little road known as Tyson Street, adjacent to Snug Harbor Cultural Center and Botanical Garden, where there was plenty of topsoil to foster their old-world passion for gardening. Flowering dogwoods and daylilies, tulips, and other brilliantly beautiful blooms filled their front and backyards, inviting passers-by to marvel at the sight. Traditional vegetables as well were planted, and upon harvest, were always generously given to family and friends stopping by. Blue-collar, hard work ethic had always been a trademark quality in the Polish people, no better exemplified through Mary and Anthony's drive for achievement, instilled in their children, Lillian, Benjamin, Stanley, Edward, Daniel, Emily, John, Alice, and Barbara. Let's briefly highlight their 9 children. Edward served as a patrolman with New York City's police department, working in the 5th precinct by day, and moonlighting as a small business co-owner of a bar by night. He was a talented golfer as well. Emily became the confidant advisor to James Wolfenson, who would later become president of the World Bank. In her later years, Emily became a substantial benefactor to St. Stanislaus Kostka Church. The organ music heard today at Mass is because of Emily, who financed the purchase and shipment of the new organ from Poland. Although meek and mild, Stanley served as a ball turret gunner in the belly of a B-17 bomber during World War II, as a member of the prestigious 390th Bombardment Group. After the war, German Field Marshal Gerd von Rundstedt stated that Stan's crew, quote, did more to stop my counter-offensive into Belgium than any other factor. Lillian, always cheerful and with a glowing smile, absolutely loved to show off her fashionable collection of hats. She managed a successful insurance business. A big baseball fan and even being nicknamed Kramer after a famous major league player, John was always the uncle to ask for the latest scores of any baseball game, often heard long distance using his signature transistor radio, which has become a priceless heirloom in the family collection. Alice, married and together with her husband Donald, began raising their 7 children, settling in Ohio among other areas. Making the trip to Tyson Street was always a cherished occasion. Benjamin tied the knot as well, and after serving his country during the war, settled down with his wife Helen and raised 6 children. Ben was skilled with the paintbrush and palette, and as an avid painter, created wonderful works of art. Staten Island golfing historians will remember Daniel, better known as Doc O, as their local champion golfer. An architect by trade, he and his bride Josephine would raise 6 children as well. Youngest child Barbara, together with husband Fred, called Union, New Jersey as their home and raised 2 children. Barbara was known for her radiant warmth and high-spiritedness. And hopping aboard this train of tradition are almost 24 of Mary and Anthony's grandchildren, more than 30 great-grandchildren, and a handful of great-great-grandchildren. Said Stephen Ostrowski, retired professor of English at Central Connecticut State University and son of Benjamin.
As a boy, I loved going to see the folks at their giant Tyson Street house, hearing inspirational stories from the old days, and playing hide and seek with my cousins. Christmas was especially beautiful, having an amazing array of foods laid out, while my aunt sung Polish carols at the piano. I consider myself very lucky.
I lived with my bocce and jaja, Polish for grandmother and grandfather, for 2 summers while studying for my eventual doctorate degree.
Added retired research Dr. Cynthia Healy of Hoffman La Roche Pharmaceuticals, who is Alice's eldest daughter.
What inspired me was their day-to-day routine, beginning with daily mass and ending with a family meal, culminating with delicious hot coffee.
With so many descendants, Anthony and Mary would be sure to approve of the family's diversity of talent. While Nick, a great-grandson, toured Japan and the rest of the world with his rock band, another great-grandson, Ram Aaron, was busy dancing professionally with a ballet company in Rhode Island. Not to forget up-and-coming Connery, yet another great-grandson, who attended college at Georgetown University. And little Celia, a great-great-granddaughter living in France, has already expressed her desire to become a surgeon. While both Anthony, the family's patriarch, and Mary have passed away, and subsequently 8 of their 9 children, the innocent and ambitious fervor of those 2 kids who made it to Ellis Island still lives on. Summing it all up, said Lauren Mitral, whose mother Dorothy is the daughter of Mary and Anthony's youngest child Barbara.
Although I never met my great-grandparents, their core values of faith and family have now become my own. Visiting Ellis Island this summer, I was reminded of their struggles and challenges, like so many who came seeking a better life, and realized that their hard work, determination, and unwavering faith were the catalysts that continue to drive our family. Through us, they live on.
Now, it's time for the big event. Organizers Donnie and Andy would like to thank everyone, wholeheartedly, who attended. Several folks traveled in from great distances. Enjoy the experience, and don't forget to mark your calendar for the next one. Still a lot.
Chłopiec panny słucha, spozira, przebira i nosa zadzira. Łodiridi, łodiridi-dina, łodiridi-dina. Łodiridi-łodiridi-dina, łodiridi-dina, łodiridi-łodiridi-dina, łodiridi-dina. Chłopcy moje, chłopcy, co wy to dufacie? Czy to w te surduty, co po jednym macie? Łodiridi, łodiridi-dina, łodiridi-dina. Łodiridi, łodiridi-dina, łodiridi-łodiridi-dina, łodiridi, łodiridi-dina, łodiridi-dina. Poznać ci to poznać, chłopca fanfarona, choć pusto w kieszeni, głowa najedzona. Łodiridi, łodiridi-dina, łodiridi-dina. Łodiridi, łodiridi-dina, łodiridi-łodiridi-dina, łodiridi, łodiridi-dina, łodiridi-dina. Kukułecka kuka, serce we mnie puka, głupi ten kawalir, co z majątkiem suka. Łodiridi, łodiridi-dina, łodiridi-dina. Łodiridi, łodiridi-dina, łodiridi-łodiridi-dina, łodiridi, łodiridi-dina, łodiridi-dina.
So now Boleslav and Leocadia had Anthony. Anthony is your grandfather. He's my grandfather's nephew.
Oh my God.
So now Alexander gets married to Eva Gorkovsky, has my father, who's John Brzezinski, named after his grandfather. And so now my father and your grandfather Anthony are first cousins.